What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Welcome to part 2 of this video. Is Trump racist? A lot of people like to bring up Central Park 5 and try to justify that or try to make it that he's racist at the time, right? The part I don't understand is that Trump at that time didn't have no type of major like office power. No, he was a businessman, right? He wasn't even a politician, he was a businessman. You can say he got power because he got money. I get all that, right? But let's be honest. Y'all got a lot of smoke for Trump putting out an ad that was basically talking about the 1900 murders that happened in New York in 1989 and talking about rapists and thugs to get the death penalty. But you don't have the smoke for some of the black jurors who convicted Central Park 5 or the Democratic DA white woman who convicted Central Park 5. Y'all don't have no smoke for these people. And at the time, these boys confessed. They was not coerced. They literally confessed with DNA evidence. Y'all don't believe me, right? Because y'all watched that Netflix series or special with woke Ava DuVernay. It's why you can't trust these type of people, man. The woke bug. They are so disingenuous. These kids were not convicted of things that you thought they were. These kids was violently beating people in the parks also, and you skipped that part. Netflix documentaries didn't bring that up. They didn't bring up that these kids beat up other people. The number one person you think about is what's their name? The great victim, Marley or Molly. I probably pronounced the name wrong, but that's what y'all think about. But what about the other people? One guy basically had some severe injuries. One of the kids told on themselves by saying he volunteered information. But before I get there, let's show you what the guys was convicted of first, and then you will see the videos.
These boys, excuse me, were not charged with rape. They were charged with acting in concert, and the jury was informed that she was attacked by several people and that the people that attacked her and raped her got away.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
When Elizabeth Lederer gave her her summation, and when we tested the DNA, and by the way, all of their lawyers fought against us testing the DNA, which was in its infancy at the time, it came back to someone who was not apprehended, which is not uncommon. You had a gang rape. You don't get everybody. I saw 30 kids there, at least. A large number of them got away. We did not get everybody. We knew we didn't get everybody. Elizabeth Lederer told the jury, told the judge, the defense, the public, that we have DNA from an unknown suspect, somebody that participated in this rape, got away.
So, you see that there, right? But it's more I'm going to get into. First of all, when you think about DNA and research and evidence, it's not as advanced as it is now back in 1989. Back then, it was making breakthroughs. So there's a lot of missteps that they did at the time. Or even they didn't have the simple technology they have now. So, this is what they was convicted of. Yes. Let me ask y'all a question. If a guy participated in someone's getting raped while holding them down, are they guilty of grape also? They would be an accomplice of grape, right? These kids was 100% accomplice of grape. And I don't even understand. If we're saying we love our woman and protect our woman, why in the fuck, by my language, but why in the hell we defending people like this? Now, I find it very interesting what Ava DuVernay did. Look at the lie she told. I'm going to play something back to back. Follow me.
That's true. That's true. We begin on a spring day. It was April 19th, 1989, when these 5 boys, black and brown boys, were kind of ripped out of their youth. And it was the last day that they were ever boys, the last day that they were ever kids. And so we start on this day, and you just see boys being boys, and talking to their families, talking to their friends, and then a horrible tragedy befalls them. There were 6 victims that day. It was Trisha Miley, who was the woman who was raped and assaulted viciously by someone who was not properly pursued. And then you have these 5 boys who there was never any DNA evidence connecting them to the crime. There was never a weapon. There was never any physical evidence. All that the prosecutors had were these coerced statements. And so in the film, we show how those statements came to be. You'll go through and you'll witness the interrogations of each of the men as they describe them, as they remember them. There was physical harm. There was emotional intimidation, and certainly the absence of an adult in most of the rooms. There, you also see.
You're lying, lady. She's lying. There was literally DNA evidence linking them to the crime scene. That is a fact. She said there were, in multiple rooms, there were no parents there. Well, let's look at something. Because a lot of people get it mixed up and think that there were literally no parents in the room with these kids. Well, I'm going to show you something.
There is another gentleman here in the room, the man over here. Who is that man? Okay, what is your name?
Kevin Mitchell.
And, sir, could you please just state your name and address?
Paul L. Richardson.
And are you Kevin Richardson's father?
Yes, ma'am.
Before I ask you about what happened, let me just ask, sir, could you please give your name?
My name is Raymond Sahara.
And what is your relation to this young man here? Your father? Also present are, I believe, your parents. Could you each please state your full name?
My name is Linda McCray.
Barbara McCray.
And, ma'am, what is your relation?
I'm his mother.
And, okay. Before I begin, let me just say, also, in the room are 2 people sitting over here. Do you know who those people are?
Yes, sir.
And who are they?
My mother and my father.
Okay. What is your name, please?
Magdalena Lopez.
And what is your name?
And Miro Lopez.
Okay. What is your relation to?
I'm the father.
And, okay. There's also a woman seated next to you on your left who's present in the room. Do you know who that woman is? Okay. What's her name?
Noreen Reed.
Ma'am, would you please state your name and address for me?
My name is Noreen Reed.
Is Lamont McCall your son?
Yes, he is.
All right.
See? Hold on.
Who is that woman?
My mother,
And what is her name?
Jacqueline Johannes.
Okay. Ma'am, could you please state your name and address?
Jacqueline Johannes.
And are you related to the gentleman to your right?
Yes, he's my son.
So this lady lied and gave y'all, she was being disingenuous. Knowing you're going to stick to your brain that these kids ain't had no parents with them while they're being interrogated. She knew this. She literally knew this. They're going to show kids in the park walking innocent, like they ain't do nothing, just being regular brat kids, just getting in people's way, and that's it on the park, or maybe push somebody and run away. No, that's the image they give to you. In reality, that's not what happened. That is not what happened. Right? So, let's get into the boys' confession when they was beating up people in the park. Because they innocent, right? They was beating up people in the park. Hold on.
And we seen this old man, and then my cousin clotheslined him with his arm, and he fell, and other kids started rushing up to him, hitting on him.
We stomped him, jumped on him, kicked him.
I seen, from what I seen, it like they was beating somebody up on at the other end of the baseball field.
The dark-skinned kid came behind him, clotheslined him, and took his food.
Everybody else was coming. I opened bag, opened rice. I don't like rice. I put the rice down. Opened thing of chicken. So I grabbed a fork real quick, picked the chicken up, took a bite. Everybody said, ugh, you disgusting. Told me disgusting, how you gonna eat that? Fuck that. I said, fuck that, I'm hungry, man, I'm hungry. I ain't people up there, I'm hungry.
Steven began to kick him.
Stephen Lopez?
Yes.
The bum was lying in the road?
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody else kick him?
No, I remember them pulling him up on the sidewalk. I remember that. Pulling him up on the sidewalk and lying there.
How many times did Steve kick him?
At least 3 times.
Did any...
You see? I'm not finished yet. But you see how they made it seem like these kids did nothing wrong. Last time I checked, you beating on people, that's a crime. Right? But we're not done yet. Because we're going to get a little bit into the grape confessions. But a lot of these kids don't even know each other. A lot of these kids do not know each other. I'm going to put a link at the bottom of my video to the page that breaks this thing down perfectly.
Anybody else join in? Did anybody hit him or anybody else kick him?
It might have, but I just recall Lamar and Steven hitting on him.
What were you doing?
I was watching.
After that jogger, there was another jogger that had an army jacket on, and he had long pants on, and he was jogging slow. So all the guys I was in the front, like the big guys, I was like, yo, let's get this one, man. He running slow.
Everybody got down and started beating him up.
Did you start beating him up too?
Yeah.
Did you punch him?
Yeah.
Did you kick him?
No, I just punched him.
You punched him in the face?
Yeah.
Hard?
Yeah.
A lot of times?
Yeah.
A couple of times?
Not even.
Just a few times?
Like once or twice.
And everybody was punching him and kicking him? Did anybody have a weapon?
Well, that kid that had the white on, he had a knife. But
What kind of a knife did he have?
Some kind of knife. Some knife.
What did it look like?
I only seen the hand. It was like a brown hand.
Okay, you're going like this. Was it a round handle? Did it have a curve in it, or was it...
These kids are describing Yusuf. Some don't know him and some do know him. How in the hell is a bunch of kids that's describing a kid they don't know with the same story? Because they're always there. But we going to paint like this guy ain't do nothing. He was just innocent with a ninja. Yo, oh my, yo. Ooh.
Just a straight handle?
Like a straight hand?
He didn't pull it out then?
No.
Then Yusuf came. Yusuf had a solid metal pipe on him, wrapped up in some black tape. So he came up and he started hitting the man with it in his back.
Where did he hit him?
His back.
Was the guy standing up or lying down?
Nah, he was on his knees.
He was on his knees?
Yeah, he was like this. He was on his knees. So Yusuf was hitting him on his back.
Was he saying anything when he was hitting him?
He's like, stop, don't hit me, don't hit me. Man.
What was Yusuf saying?
Huh? He wasn't saying nothing, he was just hitting him. So then Raymond was hitting him with a stick.
Raymond Santana?
Yeah, he was hitting him with a stick.
What kind of a stick? Like from a tree or a piece of wood?
Piece of tree that was, about this big, like a branch.
A branch?
Yeah.
Antoine had this little steel bat. Not a bat, but it's like a pipe or something.
How big was the pipe?
Around like this.
Okay. Was
like
there
heavy.
any... Was heavy? Was it solid?
Yes.
Was there any tape on it?
Yes. Black tape.
Where was the tape? All along it or just at one end?
All over it.
Yusuf, he had some kind of iron stick, some iron. I don't know if it was a stick. It was iron, and it was at least 14 inches, and it had black tape around it.
So Antoine ran up to him, and with the iron thing.
Where did he hit him with it?
In the forehead.
He ran up behind him and hit him in the front of him?
No. So he ran up to him, and hit him in the forehead.
Yo, let me explain something right there. You see, we just now said it's a tactic that the cops use when they're investigating people. They'll put out something. They'll hear what you said. Put out wrong information for you to correct them to confirm the story. So, for example, in this case, he said he hit him in the head, and then the cop asked him, "Oh, you hit him behind the head?" Now the kid said, "Yes, behind the head." They know that. All right, that kid kind of lying. If they're saying you hit him in the head, I hit a guy in the head, and then the cop hear what you said, they're gonna say, "Well, you hit him behind his back." No. I hit him in his head. So basically, they want you to correct the lie I just told to confirm what it is that you're saying. It's a tactic that they use. So mind you, he just did that. But now we're here for something, right? Here's the thing that they leave out to you, people. The people were not coerced. I already showed you they was with their parents. Now let's play a full video of something that happened, right, during the trial. And you're gonna see exactly what I'm talking about.
Contrary to popular belief, we did not ask him about the female jogger. That's not the way that we operate. We get their full statement first, and then we go back and we ask them more questions. And the thing that we do is we get the answers before we ask them the questions. This way we know when they're lying. He had a scratch under his eye, and one of the detectives said to him, well, how did you get that scratch? And he said that my partner, Bobby, scratched him when he was arresting him. So the detective said to him, okay, Bobby's next door. I'm going to go ask him, and you had better be telling the truth. At that point, Kevin Richardson said, okay, it was the female jogger that scratched me. When he said that, because none of us were expecting it, it was almost like a bomb went off. Now we realized, okay, we got a different problem on our hands. We just let two of them go.
A lady jogger came.
Was she running on the road, or was she running on the same path that man jogger had been running on?
She was on the road.
Okay.
Then they said,
What did the lady?
He volunteered information they didn't even ask about.
Jogger look like?
She was short. She had short hair. She had gray shorts with black biking pants.
Raymond ran back of her, and she looked back at Raymond, and she started running a little fast. Steve came out towards the front and grabbed her from the front.
They caught her and like pulled her shirt off. And like
Who
she
caught
fell.
her first?
Antron.
And
Steve and Raymond's like beside them.
when they caught her, what did they do to her? Did they grab her? What did they do?
He pushed her, but he still had a blouse. When he pushed her, he ripped her blouse off. And she fell on the floor.
Did she fall face down or backward?
She fell like this.
So that her face was down on the dirt?
Yes.
We got her on the ground. Everybody started hitting that stuff. When she was on the ground, everybody stomping and everything.
So from there, they brought her body way down there. That's where the blood was at.
How did they get her down to where you found the blood?
They dragged her.
How did they drag her?
They dragged her from her feet and dragged her down the rest. Her back was on the grass. They just dragged her down the rest. When they dragged her down, that's when Steve stripped her clothes with the knife and everything.
Lopez is smacking.
Glorify snitches.
Lady in the face.
Was she screaming?
She was just hollering like, help, help.
And
smacking.
You said that Kevin knocked her to the ground? He tripped her?
Yeah.
What happened to her when she was on the ground?
Lopez came and he was holding her by her arms. He pinched her arms with his knees. And then he covered her mouth with his hand. And then she was still speaking, so he started smacking her.
What did he smack her with?
His hand.
Where did he smack her?
In the face. Smacked her in the face.
Where was he in relation to her body? She was lying on the ground.
Like this.
And he was behind her head?
Yeah.
And he was holding her hands? You said that he was kneeling on her arms?
Yeah, on her arms.
And what was he doing with his hands?
He was covering her mouth. But every time she was talking, he was smacking. He said, shut up, bitch. He kept smacking her.
How many times did he smack her?
I think twice or 3 times.
And did she keep screaming?
And he just kept smacking.
Did somebody stuff something in her mouth?
No, he picked up the brick and he hit her with the brick twice.
Where did he hit her with the brick?
Around her face, maybe around here or something up here.
when they did all that. I didn't want to sit right there and look at.
Wow. But we love women, right? And we just find a way to defend people.
What's going on? I didn't want to look like no. If you with them, you got to show a little effort around them too.
Like then we grab each of, like, I grab one arm, this other kid grab one arm, and we grab their legs and stuff. And then we like, watching turns getting on her, like getting on top of her.
I'm sorry, you have to
watching turns getting on top of her.
What was Kevin doing while Steve?
They took turns getting on top of her. But the Netflix series state that these kids was coerced into saying something. What? The kids are volunteering information because one kid blew it up. Then they got to get different timestamps or different days to bring people back in for second questionings or even first questionings. What are we talking about here? If you dry humping people and someone actually grapes somebody, you're part of the problem. You're an accomplice to actual grape. I don't understand how people don't understand how this works.
Lopez was holding her hands and hitting her with the brick.
He was having sex with her.
What did you see him doing? Was he on top of her?
Mm-hmm. And Steve had her leg. That's what Antoine was on top of her.
When he was holding her legs, was he holding them apart?
Yes, spread.
Did she still have her shoes on?
No.
What did Antoine do then?
And, took her fingers off and, had sex with her.
Yusuf had her arms, and me and Kev was playing with her.
What were you doing when you were playing with her?
Huh?
What were you doing?
I was playing with her legs.
What were you doing to the legs?
Huh? I was going up and down her legs. I wasn't doing as much as they was doing. Steve ripped her pants with his knife. That's what made her mad. And that's when she started scratching him. What's her name? Kevin. She was yelling pretty loud. Used to close their mouth. They had bigger heads than us.
She kind of scratched me a little bit. It wasn't a face.
Let me just ask you, you're saying that she scratched you and you're indicating a place on your face?
Yeah, I think it's somewhere right here. It wasn't big.
Is that the mark that's right here on your cheek?
Yes.
So
let me ask you a question. If this guy wasn't an accomplice or part of the grape, how in the hell did she was so close that she scratched him, and what would be the reason for her to need to scratch him? She's Logan? She's Sabretooth? So she's Sabretooth going around the community just scratching people. Or Logan, Berserker Barrage. No, she scratched this person because she was fighting for her life. It was his DNA under her fingernails. And we're saying this man is innocent? What the hell are we talking about? He even admitted himself that she scratched him in his face. So by y'all logic, she's jogging. Black kid. Scratch. No. She was the victim, not these people. This nigga's skin was under her fingernails because she was fighting for her life. How can people not get this?
you reached out, she scratched you?
Yeah.
Did you have your pants down when you did that?
No.
Did you have your fly open?
Yeah, but my penis wasn't in her.
What happened? When you did that?
No.
Did you have your fly open?
Yeah, but my penis wasn't in her.
What happened?
I just, my penis wasn't in her. I didn't put nothing in. I didn't do nothing to her.
Well, when you got on top of her, you got on top of her so that you could have sex with her, right?
Not really. I just doing it so everybody know. I wasn't really doing it.
You said you were just doing it so that everybody what?
Everybody just know I did it.
Well, how long did you, when you got on top of her, You had your penis out of your pants?
Yes.
And it was between her legs?
No.
It was against her?
Yeah.
And did you rub against her?
Yeah.
Did you have an erection?
No.
Wow. So that's not SA? That's not SA? Now, with that being said, do I believe in second chances? Absolutely. I believe in third chances also. These kids was young doing stupid stuff. We got to admit that. Right? Now, these kids did their time. Most of them didn't even do no serious time because at the time, they was minors. I think one was 16. I think it was Corey. 16 at the time, you could be charged with as an adult at that time, if I am mistaken. But the other one was younger than him. So what I'm saying is this. Whether they did it physically grape or not, what they clearly were part of the sexual assault process and the abuse, beating on people, 100%. But these people can grow from that, repent, and change their lives, right? So we're not going to say, oh, fuck these guys forever. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is people using this thing right here against Trump, trying to call him racist because of the ad he took out, but not more of the actual people. Was these black and brown people racist for raping a white woman? Was they racist? Or being an accomplice to rape, I should say. Was they racist for that? Or racist. Was they racist for that? What I'm saying to people is this, man. If you read the ad yourself, he doesn't mention Central Park 5 in the actual ad. But people knew what he was. They put it to there because, mind you, at that time it wasn't the only grape case that happened in NYC 1989. It was a bunch, 1,900 homicides on top of that. So in the black community, when people grape women, black people, that's like a death sentence to black people. Hey, nah, hell no. And people go out there, harm them, and unalive them. So when Trump is saying the same exact thing, he's wrong for saying what he said, but you're right for saying what you're saying. So you know better than Trump by that logic. But the crazy part about it is, right, the Central Park 5, man, I didn't want to put that up there real quick, not to go into details, too much details, because I'll be here all day. But it's a Netflix documentary by the YouTuber Considered Culture. I think it's Considered Culture. I think that's what I probably butchered it. But it's a Netflix documentary, and it's called, matter of fact, I'll put it in my link. I can't pull up now because I have it a certain way, but I'll put it in my link. Considered Culture, I think it is. But it's Central Park 5, Guilty or Innocent Netflix series. Right? I put it in my bio. This guy, I give him a shout out. This was an amazing documentary with facts. He shows you the bloody evidence, the stories they left out, the true stories they left out on the documentary with evidence. He shows you this. He even mentioned that one of the kids, her blood was on the kid's underwear, and the kid had semen in his underwear. It's amazing. So my point is, Ava DuVernay did this right in time in 2020 for basically to smear Trump's name going into the election. Because if Trump did it back in 1989, he tried to get 5 black kids killed. That's what they say. If that's the case, black people at that time didn't even believe these kids because they confessed it. They confessed. They did. And black people were still messing with Trump. Trump is the man. He did hip-hop songs and everything, man. So no one have yet to show me clear evidence of Trump being racist. I just debunked that. This is why Trump said what he said, and he was right. Although they actually found the real rapist, that rapist didn't do it himself. He needed help from other people. And there's still more people out there who was a part of the problem. Not just these 5 children or grown men. There's other people that's a part of it. So, once again, I ask you, is Trump really a racist? I said racist, because you know what I mean, R word. So now then I ask you, is Trump really a racist? You cannot use this anymore to try to say he's racist because he wanted to add for the death penalty of 5 children. He didn't say that. He didn't say that. But mind you, you can say he implied that. That's fine. Because they will be probably included in the other rapists of New York. But once again, he didn't put out an ad for just those 5 people. He put out criminal rapists and thugs and murderers should get the death penalty. Because Mayor Koch at that time literally was soft on damn crime. With that being said, man, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Later.